the AWP or if other plans are in mind for the Swedish team.
So here we go, an interesting quick boost for Ninjas in Pyjamas. 2 players onto short, and the bomb has gone towards the B bomb site, but exists. There's the boost in action, taking a peek into lower. Heard the Glock from top of mid there, James, and now he's falling back.
All right, so we've got strong presence here from HellRaisers in mid. Speaking of mid, there's nobody peeking in CT at the moment for NiP. They went for an aggressive peek into short, and now you can see they're just having a slow push down long just to try and get some information and get some map control of their own. Bomb is currently headed towards B. Looks like we could have a split on our hands. It is HellRaisers though. They could change their mind at the last minute, but there's lots of jockeying for position in the mid area as Flamey goes just to make sure that nobody's pushing long doors. Always something that's a concern. And we saw their previous map on Dust 2 against Titan, where that flank did come in later on from Maniac. So they're definitely going to be a bit paranoid this time.
Here we go, they smoked CT spawn, and they are going to rush straight up B ramp. The NIP players surrounded, but Forest is going to go aggressive. You know how good he is with the USP. 2 kills from Forest, and he does have the bomb as NiP begin to rotate.
This is a massive, massive disaster for HellRaisers. Forest forced the issue there. They realized what was happening, and he put a stop to it straight away. He has fallen to Flamey, and that is the bomb back in control of HellRaisers and the bomb site as well. Get it right, gets taken out. It's all down to Exist and Delpan here. Delpan by the doors, waiting for his teammates to catch up. He's going to be going over to the window. He's going straight in there. He takes him out there, and it's all down to the new man, the sub, on the NiP lineup.
It is 2 versus 1. What can Delpan do to impress who could potentially be his new teammates? And the answer is nothing, as Flamey gets the first kill and the first round, well, the final kill, sorry, and the first round on the board for the CIS team. So HellRaisers 1, Ninjas in Pyjamas 0.
I'm waiting for the buy round to see where we're going to see Delpan and where we're going to see Kucha. I'm curious. I don't know if Delpan is going to be peeking mid again in the first round. He did go straight over to the A site. However, that's not a massive estimation as to where he will end up on the buy round. So you can see there's a presence of 3 players here on the long area for NiP. Can they hold the defense? So they are getting cut down at the moment. Only 1 player remains. That is Forest in the pits. But it's not Forest in the pit, excuse me. That's Get Right. But that's pretty much... It's a good start right now. Only Angel down, but there are 2 Deegs left for the Swedish team.
Yep, there are. We know how good Freiburg is with that Desert Eagle. He's going to boost Forest onto short, so Freiburg, meanwhile, all eyes on long. But if he peeks now, you'd really expect the AKs and Galils to reign supreme. But there's the kill from Freiburg to make it a 3 versus 2. But James, realistically speaking, I probably still fancy the Galils and AKs here from HellRaisers.
Yeah, they've got a lot of time on the clock remaining as well, so they can still... there isn't pressure to get the bomb down just yet, but that clock is ticking. You can see the positioning of NIP trying to cover both sites, but looks like they're going to commit to the A site, and HellRaisers is going to try and peek Forest at the same time, or whoever it may be. See if they can get the bomb down there. Over to the site now, 30 seconds remaining, and it's Forest versus everyone else. Forest versus the world here. 2 versus 1. Brendan and Flamey remaining. They will get a headshot. Turns out to be an expensive round for HellRaisers after all. Only 2 players surviving, but it's another round in the bag. Exactly.
I mean, how many times have we seen it in CSGO where the CTs, or, well, one of the sides loses a pistol round and then ends up anti-ecoing the opposing team? But it didn't happen this time, and like you said, HellRaisers have managed to emerge victorious out of the round. Kucha yet to fire a bullet through the double doors, and it looks like NIP are going to stack the B bomb site with not 1, not 2, but 4 players here in the B bomb site.
Right, so you can see on your mini-map that it is a very passive start here from HellRaisers. Again, look at the ranges they're playing here. They want to be very careful about their approach. Again, with these 5-7s on the map, they don't want to be in a situation where they're up close and get 1 shot. Also apparent on the T side with Tech9s. Angel once again rocking that Mac 10 as he does on these anti-eco rounds. Bit of traffic jam in those mid doors, but they are starting to emerge here. Just looking for information, not necessarily a push.
Yeah, they're taking their time. Exist, of course, can't see anything due to the smokes. This is pretty much very similar to what HellRaisers did on the pistol round, but here we go. They've made noise in NIP. The Ninjas know exactly where HellRaisers are hiding. Freiburg gets 1. Angel with that Mac 10 manages to get a double, but it's not going to be enough. In comes Flamey from tunnels, and down goes Forest. So 1 versus 3, and make that 3 versus 0. And Talking about 3-0, it's 3-0 to HellRaisers.
Okay, so Get Right playing an AUG. Is that a deliberate buy, or has he bought that by accident? Because that came out of the bag pretty damn quickly, so you have to pay attention and see what his intentions are with this. But Delps, the man himself, with the AWP, he is going to be heading over to the long area, so no challenge for Kucha in mid today, but maybe later on. Okay, so Delpan, see if he's going to play the short area with his teammate. Again, nobody mid, something that DDK has mentioned recently, that you don't always see people mid immediately for the CTs. They play it based on timing when they expect the Ts to be in this kind of area, so there's no need for them to try and defend it straight away unless they are going for a pick with the AWP at the beginning. So HellRaisers like to ask lots of questions through those double doors early on in the round, and again, you've got Flamey just making sure there's no flank here from B, and Dozier making sure there's no flank here from A. Again, this is something that cost them a lot versus Tyson, so they're making sure it doesn't happen. However, Exist has got the first frag onto Angel through those doors. That will force Adren to retreat. 50 seconds on the clock here for HellRaisers, and really no indication as to which way they're going to take it.
Yeah, typical CIS Counter-Strike. Wait until the last 20 seconds and execute, but maybe not to the extreme that Zeus and Navi like to execute. But here we go, very, very aggressive open from Kucha. He's slowly going to creep towards B ramp. They've smoked out CT spawn as per usual, and we do have an NIP player. In fact, 2 NIP players hiding in the bomb site. Forest spots one, he's been spotted, but down goes Adren, leaving the HellRaisers 2 men down. Make that 1 man down. Kucha comes in with the AWP, but Freiberg, Lord of the Spray, he gets 1, but down he goes, and the bomb might go down here.
Yeah, they've got 10 seconds to do it. They need to do it fast because there will be a challenge as that plant comes in. Plant comes in just in time. It's down to Flamey to defend against Delpan. Let's see who can clutch this out. Lots of eyes following Delpan here. Goes for the window. Doesn't get the frag just yet. He's got time on the clock to play with here. Flamey peeks at the wrong time. He could get eaten alive here by Delpan.
He could, Delpan, to make his way through the doors. Oh, but the AK was much more versatile than the AWP in that situation. And, well, James, HellRaisers, they were 2 men down at one point. They had no right to win that round. But, unfortunately, Forest and Freiberg, they just collapsed on the B bomb site.
Yeah, that was a really late game, but they're making it work. Something that Navi are specialists at doing, as you may have seen Thorin say recently. But HellRaisers not too shabby themselves. Making it work. Cleaning out the inventory here of Ninja and Pyjamas like a Trojan horse. Now, Nip will find themselves on Eco once again. And again, Angel specifically back for these anti-Eco rounds with that Mac 10. So he's, depending on where they push, he's going to be one of the players who's going to be asking the questions first. So if he goes down, it's basically a potato gun versus the armored up Kevlar helmeted HellRaisers team. Again, we've got Get Right, just he wants to find a face to destroy in long. And look at the timing there, going through the doors just as Dozier starts to walk away. This could go horribly wrong. They need to do something and make sure that Get Right doesn't come and shoot them in the arse.
I think they're expecting some sort of execution here off short because NIP, they are playing outside of the B bomb site. They'll be able to hear that, and in comes the Molotov. Exist being burnt alive. Out goes the flash, and now it's 5.7s and pistols and deagles up against AKs and Mac 10s. And what can Angel do? Exist will get the first frag. Angel comes in for more. He's hungry for more. There's the Mac 10 at work. Gets caught out though, but Kucha there to return the frag. And Freiberg, he's good with a deagle, but unfortunately not good enough to pull out a 1 versus 4. And HellRaisers yet again rack up a round. 5-0 here on Dust 2.
You saw Get Right there. He was going for the flank, but Adren was ready and waiting for him. So no digs for him. Double AWP. Now this is a nib we like to see these days. If you're wondering how you get safe passage, oh my god,
Vacation.
That was so close. Forest, please. If you're wondering how you get safe passage through double doors, sorry, past double doors into the B bomb site, that smoke you saw from Forest is how you do it. Just bounce it off the box there, and you'll find yourself in a better position. So aggressive short positioning here from Nip, but Delphan's going to back off following that nade. Going to take a more passive position. And again, things will start to slow down here as HellRaisers have their presence once again in the mid area, and Flamey with a very passive position outside the B tunnels. And normally when you're outside, well, when you're in B tunnels, you hold it from this angle, so most of your body is covered from flashbangs and people trying to go for you, but never mind that. There is a push, but Get Right is destroying people as GoTV leaves us in the B tunnel. So I think there was a push onto short there and Get Right shut it down completely. Bomb is still in possession of the HellRaisers side. However, it's 2 versus 5.
It is Dozia capturing a glimpse there of Freiburg, I believe it was, on B ramp, and the team from the CIS region of the world do find themselves not just 3 men down, but on the verge of reaching their first round. There he is, the man again, Freiburg, master of the spray, leaving Dozio with 20 seconds to try and save this beautiful AWP Dragon Lore, and Get Right is going to come in with the flank.
Indeed he is. Oh, he's missed the shot.
There.
I think he almost just scoped away just at the wrong time, but I think his fate was already made for him. Now, let's look at the money on the NIP side. Money is something they're going to need a lot of because they do have these double AWPs in the bag. So these 2 players currently sitting on around 2,500. They do not want this to be an expensive round should they win it. Kucha is going to be going for a timing pick onto long. Let's see if he can find someone. Oh, Delpan makes himself known.
Welcome to the server from Delpan. Forest to be the other AWP before the Ninjas in Pyjamas for the Swedes, who's going to be playing from B ramp. Great headshot from him. Maybe expecting someone to push him, but now HellRaisers are going to regroup, try and regroup at mid. They've got a player who's most likely flamey to prevent the flank coming down from B tunnels, but what a nade there, straight onto Forest. And speaking of nades, James's grenade fell on the desk.
Okay, so that was a very nice nade. See, I don't have any fear about holding the grenade button down because Valve finally fixed that issue with smoke. Forest. See, the thing is, like, what I watched with NIP is that Forest was basically a stronger AWPer than Makalele was. And you can see his consistency is pretty damn good here. Not the same style of AWPer, but, I mean, he really does hit those shots. And I'm loving this double AWP setup from the Pyjamas, from the Nips. The Nips? The Nips? From the Ninjas. Oh, dear. Let's just leave that one there.
It's one of those days, James.
Yeah, the site is in control of the HellRaisers. It's a 2 versus 2 retake here. And with Delpan, one of these 2 players, you have to wonder if this is going to be more difficult for NIP, as they won't have had the drills. He's picked up a rifle instead of the AWPs. It's going to be a bit more dynamic with his teammate Get Right.
Yeah, communication between the 2 players crucial here, and down goes Delpan, and see you later, Get Right. Adren with the double, and again, very, very unfortunate for Forest. He was the man trying to hold that B bomb site. He went down, handed over the bomb site to HellRaisers, and the irony was that again, it was another one of those rounds where NIP looked so strong after getting 2 opening frags, thanks to Forest, who was ironically the man who went down in the B bomb site.
Yeah, we need to look at the score here. This is 6-1 to HellRaisers. Again, NIP were 83%, and you have to wonder how much of this again is the fact that they've got a brand new player on their team. They're not going to have any time to do any drills, and you have to bear that in mind with how they use Delpan as well. And retakes, especially, going to be much more difficult where he is concerned.
So HellRaisers looking to raise hell at long, taking their time. Get Right. Well, it's a bit of a tricky position there at Car, because if you make it work for you, if you manage to get 2 kills before going down, great. But once you get spotted, you can easily get Molotov'd and naded out. So a bit of a risk from him, but it's not the first time we see him play it. The double stack on short.
Yeah, the reasoning for this is that with control of long, as you can see here, they're going to try and go for an... Or what's normal is that they'll try and go for an A split, so they take control of short. So people who are trying to defend the A site from the site have firepower coming from 2 different places, which makes it very, very hard to hold the site, which is why Exist is in this position with... see, he's ready to pop out if Delpan spots someone, or a flash comes in for his team. But Delpan playing the Super Mario Brothers with the Scout, which is still in the game for some reason.
We're going to have Get Right to land the headshot onto Dozia. There is the Scout from Delpan. If he can't AWP, he'll Scout, and he's more than capable of doing so. Down goes Kucha, and Forest chops Flamey's head off. So finally the Swedes with their 2nd round on the board, 6-2. But let's be honest, they need a lot more rounds than this, do the Ninjas in Pyjamas.
They do. I do wonder if HellRaisers were just dwelling a bit. They had control for a hell of a long time. Lost a player to a duel with Get Right. No trade frag came in, although it is a difficult angle for both sides. Again, look at this positioning. Delpan in a very strong position. Can he win the duel though against his eco? Got to be careful. Got support from another teammate there. He has been tagged down to 52 though, so things may calm down here for the NIP side as HellRaisers are fishing for a frag through the smoke, but look at Get Right, not giving a damn. That's almost NB style.
And we'll get the kill, and Freiburg will finish things off. So 6-3 in favour of HellRaisers, and out comes the AWP from Kucha, and out come the AKs from the rest, but Flamey decided to go for a Galil because he was only on 3.5k, and Dozya only on 3.3k, also going for a Galil. But take a look at the scoreboard. Flamey isn't doing half too badly for the HellRaisers. 12 kills and 4 deaths.
Yeah, Flamey is a very good acquisition for the HellRaiser side. And you can see HellRaisers have sped things up now. Look at Angel's positioning. But Flamey is still holding the passive position. Now they've got the bomb here, as opposed to holding it in this area, which we've seen in previous rounds. But again, Get Right is holding short very aggressively. It's almost like they're playing an Inferno now and rushing down Banana. Limiting HellRaisers' options for the time being. Let's see how it will do for them.
HellRaisers have had a lot of success in and around the B bomb site, particularly after smoking CT spawn, and there it is. So we could see another B split or mid to B push come out from HellRaisers. Most of the time when they do go for the mid to B, they do leave one person flanking from tunnels to surround the defending CTs, and there is the person who's preparing for the flank. It's Flamey outside B tunnels.
Yeah, it's interesting how Get Right's positioning changed as soon as that frag came in. He moved from this pit area to a more aggressive position, but also keeps him a little bit closer to the A bomb site should he need to rotate. Now, 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Nip have absolutely no idea where the bomb is. It could be long doors, it could be B, it could be part of this push as well. You can see CT has been smoked and the advance is coming straight onto the bomb site, and there's only one player here to defend. That's going to be Exist. He goes down, but Delpan shoots Kucha in the bum, and that's going to make it a 2 versus 3 as they try and go for this retake here with a numbers disadvantage.
Well, you know, Get Right is going to try and go through tunnels. Delpan just taking his time, but again, it's so difficult to take the B bomb site with the big green gun in the AWP, particularly with Flamey just underneath him. And Get Right's going to have a Dren to deal with in a few seconds' time. So there we go. Dozya spots one, knows that someone's most likely going to be flanking from tunnels as well, and NIP might consider saving their weapons here. It does look like that is what they're going to do. Delpan falling back, and Get Right will be looking to do the same. In fact, he's going to try and get an exit frag. There it is. But he's got to run away because the Dren knows exactly where he is. But at least they saved Delpan's ult.
Yeah, so that's the angle we were talking about, standing behind that pillar there, just to give you as much cover as possible. So Get Right abusing that to his advantage. And worth mentioning that Dren has
24 ping.
The king with 100 ping has 24 ping. He has the lowest ping on the server. This is a first. And we've seen how dangerous he is, how much he can clutch with 100 ping. He's got 24 ping. Anything is possible now.
Yeah, hopefully he's going to be a completely different player. But Forrest, tell you what, he's not too bad of a player himself. But at the moment, we haven't really seen too much of an AWP battle between Kucha and Forrest. The bomb has been dropped outside of A. And usual setup from NIP. They're not playing mid this time round. They're playing from within the B bomb site. And here we have, they have Exist at mid, but Angel comes in to get the frag. And now how are NIP going to change their A setup?
Now, we've seen them close down the A bomb site. A short. Now they're closing down the B bomb site. This also gives them the information with a man disadvantage so they can put people in the right place. That said, they are 2 people on this push here, which means they're limited in what they can do in other areas. We've got... Oh, can Forrest look in the right place at the right time? He's going to be exposed to B tunnel.
That was close.
I don't know if Flamey just saw that and just decided to back off because he's got 2 more people. So it's like almost a 3-pronged assault in this B tunnel. So I think he spotted Forrest but didn't take the duel. So, and Forrest just backing up at the right time. This is insanity. Who's going to find who first? He sees an arm, removes the arm. There's a preemptive flash there. Lots of nades to stop any kind of reactive push. But it looks like HellRaisers might be committed here. 20 seconds remaining. All but one of them in the tunnel at the moment. One person watching the flank. Get Right starting to move in from the top of mid as well.
Yeah, Forrest getting caught out. Freiburg now needs to try and hold it by himself. Delpan watching the crossover. He's going to push through that smoke, and Freiburg, 5 seconds remaining. They just need to buy the time, and that's exactly what the Ninjas did. 7-4 now the score. And I think what HellRaisers, I mean, we're not sure if Flamey actually spotted him, but it looked like he spotted him because the rest of the HellRaisers came around and almost they thought, hey, Forrest has an AWP. He's playing up really, really close and personal. If we can push him at once and frag him, that'll just leave Freiburg to deal with because they'll know by now that NIP are playing with 2 in the B bomb site. but they were perhaps a bit too slow.
Absolutely. Now we're going to see HellRaisers on the eco, and that is a life-destroying grenade. And there's a second one there from Delpan. This is an absolute massacre. Someone call UNESCO. Only Angel remains. Doesn't have control of the bomb. Not sure if the Nip side have seen it, but he's just in to do as much damage as possible, which will be absolutely nothing. That was a wipeout. Complete wipeout there for HellRaisers. Let's look at the money on their team. No AWP to speak of, and limited nades as well. They're going to have to use these flashes to try and eliminate one of these two ops. Since Nips have picked up these two ops, it's been Christmas Day every day for them, pretty much.
Yeah, and credit where it's due to Forest. I think he's been alternating between mid and the back of the B bomb site, sometimes sitting in window or sitting just behind the doors to watch B ramp, and he's done a very good job of it. As something different from NIP, Get Right and Delpan going quite aggressive at long, but Delpan and Exist now rotating background to change things up, and judging by Delpan's position on A ramp, he's most likely going to be watching short.
Again, let's not forget what we said previously about timing. You saw 3 Nip players run straight down to long, and absolutely nobody here, because they know that 9 times out of 10, there isn't going to be a push during that time from the opposing force, so they can put the extra man somewhere else. Let's have a look at who is trying to poke around the smoke. That is Exist, the in-game leader, the fearless leader of the Swedish side, putting in those commands. So Forest is going to be looking in mid for the time being. May have someone to party with. Oh, just brings his knife out at the wrong time. Going for a close-up angle to try and get the Xbox pick. Doesn't manage to find either, as there is someone on short as well. Push coming into short from the HellRaiser side. Exist is in an awkward position, but all they have is flashbangs left and a Molotov on Delpan, so we can't even nade them as this push comes in. Yeah,
here we go, the stampede of HellRaisers, who are going to be pushing through short. They've got Delpan on A ramp, like James just said. Down goes Exist with a crisp headshot from Adren, who's now got a low ping. Get Right comes in on the rotation to try and stop the push, but it's not going to happen. HellRaisers living up to their name, really raising hell here on the A bomb site. And well, HellRaisers, yet another round on the board. And NIP, they just did not have an answer to that short push.
Nice Ron Jeremy spray down there from Dozier to finish things off in that round. Going to put HellRaisers on a 3-round advantage as we go into the second last round of the first half. Interesting from Nip, they've got 2 AWPs already, both peeking mid at the same time, and Exist has opted for a scout, which is curious because if they end up in a retake situation, they may have the complete wrong weaponry for it, especially if it ends up being on the B bomb site. Hopefully for them, it doesn't get to that stage.
Hopefully. It's really interesting the way NIP are playing mid here. They're playing it very, very, very passive. A lot of teams like to go aggressive. They don't like to give their opponents a sniff of mid to B.
Look at this angle. I've never seen anybody hold that angle through those little planks to try and peek like that. That's really, really interesting. I do wonder how much vision they get of a player who's holding that angle. So I'm going to look at that later. That's why I took a little screenshot of it.
Note to self.
Indeed.
But here we go, very aggressive from both Flamey and Forest. Flamey is expecting it because he knows that Forest has done it round after round after round, and there's one of the ninjas, one of the Swedes down, and they know they've got Freiburg to go, and there he is. Flamey all by himself, taking over the B-bomb site. Thank you very much is what he's going to say, and here comes a rotation from Get Right.
Yeah, this round not working out for the HellRaiser side, and again, now they have to go for a retake with two people, an AWP and a scout. This is a non-starter for them. Never mind the numbers disadvantage. Angel looking, he's hunting. But Exist, he can't even one-shot him unless he shoots him in the face, so that works. And he has been found as well. And now we have a very weird sniper rifle battle going on, which Exist seems to be winning. Ooh. Could he find a third victim? No, Cooch is going to finally finish him off. Get rid of that pest. He's like a rat running around, just missing all the traps. So they just got the bazooka out in the end.
They did get the bazooka out. What do you think of the idea of adding an RPG to Counter-Strike? An RPG just down double doors.
Let's get railguns as well, why not?
Why not? It's always something we used to toy around with back in Source. But wow, talking about an RPG, that kill from Kucha, exactly like an RPG. See you later, Delpan. What do you think of Delpan so far? Do you think he's impressed, or...?
I think it's hard to say because, again, they've had no time to practice with each other, so all they can do really in this regard is the best they can. So we've seen him in a number of retake situations with an AWP, which is kind of awkward, especially on the B bomb site as opposed to the A bomb site. So, still early days, I would say, and Nip are just getting ripped to shreds in this final round with a force buy here. That scout not going to do the job this time for Exist, as it will be a clean round for HellRaisers, bringing it to 10-5 as we go into the second half.
So DDoS 2, there's been a lot of talk about, you know, the meta game changing, because historically it was always a slightly T-sided map. What's your take on it now in CSGO? Because a lot of people say it's more of a CT-sided map, but then again you get games like this where the terrorists are up 10-5.
I think it's reasonably close. I think it's probably T favored, but there are some teams who are stronger on the CT side than others. But then that's more about team versus team matchup than the map itself. But you know, I think it's one of the more balanced maps in the sense that you can opt to start on the T side or the CT side. The options are there. It depends on, like, let's look at LGB for example. In their interview this weekend, that they said that at the moment their T sides on certain maps, well, generally speaking, their T sides are stronger than their CT maps. But you look at a team like TSM, who are notorious for their CT sides. Maybe, you know, LGB might want to start on the T side because they're stronger on Ts generally speaking, but TSM the opposite. So it's that kind of map. But NIP, Forest, Pistol Jesus, getting the second opening there with Freiburg, the entry fragger, sorry, for Nip. So very fast, early disadvantage for HellRaisers. Nip loitering on the short area to try and stop things. Bomb is on the floor though. And 2 versus 3, Freiburg 7 HP. This could go either way. Forest though with a flank could one-tap Angel. Indeed he does. Now it's Flamey versus 3, all to do, but still doable. All he needs to do is find the heads.
Well, if he drops Freiburg, that's the start, and he would make it a 2 versus 1. Bomb has been planted on the A-bomb site, knows that there's someone hiding behind the crates because he saw that flash come over, but Nip playing this by the book. They're taking their time, and there's the headshot from Forest, and 10-6 now. You'd really expect Ninjas in Pyjamas to capitalize and win the next 2 rounds and bring it back to 10-8, and at 10-8 it's still anyone's game. That's
a really good start for Nip. Question is, are we going to see just a pistol here from Delpan? It looks like it's going to be that, rocking P250, I think. So he's obviously saving to get that AWP sooner rather than later. And the T side is where, well, if they manage to win this round, as you saw, he just got his face ripped off, so that armor was useless. If they manage to win this round and he gets the AWP out, I think the T side is where we will see what Delpan can do. He'll have a little bit more freedom than he would have on basically a mixed position on the CT side, since again, they won't have the drills they need. So a nice open map for him to try and cause some shenanigans. Again, with an early loss on the Nip side after winning the pistol round, they are playing passive as well. Forrest taking a bit of a different position to the one that Flamey had on the T side. He was outside of B halls. Forrest is going to be using the other pillar to peek, and then a bit of crab walking as well. And again, that's that position we mentioned earlier. Tries to go for a fast pick, not going to re-peek instantly, and that is a nice broken position there from Angel, which is showing why this scout is absolutely ridiculous once again. He has done colossal work here for the HellRaisers side. It's Get Right versus 3. Has got the bomb though. No chance of putting it down. He has to try and re-peek, try to get the numbers a little bit less worse for him. I wouldn't say back in his favor because it was 3v1, but Ninjas in Pyjamas lose the anti-eco. Lots of weapons picked up here for HellRaisers.
Lots of weapons picked up for HellRaisers, and like you said, it was a gamble leaving Delpan only on the pistol, and he went all in and bought the armor as well, and then just got nullified at the start of the round. And the rest of his teammates, despite being a man down, failed to capitalize, and that's not what the doctor ordered for HellRaisers, but if there's anything we know about the Ninjas in Pyjamas, they never give up, they keep on fighting, and it looks like they're all going to crowd together here at mid. They boosted each other towards short, leaving Delpan on the flank, and if they push out all together here, they could take HellRaisers by surprise.
Alright, so the push is coming in. It's going to be playing the numbers advantage. Flash is coming in as well. Dozier trying to flash for his teammate, but Forrest takes Kucha down. They're advancing on a site. Can they plant for short? Indeed, they're going to try and do exactly that. We've got one CT and long, as it is going to be a 3 versus 4 retake attempt here. You can see Nip positioning themselves as aggressively as possible on short, so they can play up close and personal. Lots of weapons being swapped around. And there are no smokes here for HellRaisers, so they're going to need to position themselves to eliminate these players. Still some time on the clock. Angel does have a defuse kit here versus a Tech 9 of Freiburgs and Galil. They're going to have to play Operation Meat Shield here. One is down. Last one's going to be Get Right. He's got the first frag. Can he get the second one in time? Angel just waiting. Gets a frag. Does he have time to go for the defuse here? It's going to be tight.
Just about gets it.
Ooh, that has got to be very disheartening for Nip. They were so close that round, but they did colossal damage to the HellRaisers side. That said, AWP is coming out anyway in the hands of Kucha for the HellRaiser side. We're going to see the final eco now for Nip. You can see Get Right on $3,700, so maybe he will drop an AWP. In fact, he's going to spend that extra bit of money. He's going to spend all the cash, in fact. We have seen strategies like this before. We've seen it from Versus Pro and Cash, where they had an AWP and 4 pistols, and they made it work. Can Nip do it on this round? That is the question.
That is the question. And Forrest is going to be the man to make his way towards upper B tunnels. Get Right, just sniffing around short, trying to see if we can capture a glimpse of one of these HellRaiser players. And the first player he will see is going to be Kucha, who is holding that AWP. So if Get Right loses his AK, no, it's Get Right. He's not going to lose the AK all by himself, unlocking this A bomb site. Has one more to deal with. That man is Dozier, but at least one of the other NIP players can now pick up that AK-47.
Indeed they can, but they won't have any armor, so they could just get tapped down, killed by a feather here. CT's going for the retake 3 versus 3. And again, that lack of armor is going to be a massive advantage here for HellRaisers. They need to find the frags first, though. Forrest, last one standing. He's only got a P250. He's got flames to contend with as well. This defuse will possibly come in. Actually, no one's going for it yet. They want that final frag. They're hunting for him. He's got one tap. He's good with these pistols. You know how dangerous he is. He's just tapping very, very patiently. They're not going nuts with it. Flamey will find the defuse, though. That could have gone either way. You could see very patient shooting there by Forrest. However, just couldn't connect with the faces.
I think the fact that Ninjas in Pyjamas managed to drop 3 out of the 5 HellRaiser players goes back to what you said about these, you know, 1 AWP 4 pistol or 1 AK 4 pistol setups being potentially really effective if you execute correctly. But at the end of the day, they still lost the round. But this is where Ninjas in Pyjamas really need to start flexing their biceps. They need this round, otherwise you can probably call GG as far as this map is concerned. And well, that's a boost if I've ever seen one, and it looks like Kucha might capitalize on it and get the frag. No, down to 18 points of health.
That was a really nice boost there in an interesting position. Also worth noting that the person boosting him was facing the other way in case flashes came in for a push through mid. He would be ready to turn around and try to mount a defense. However, none was necessary at that point in time. And now look at the positioning here. Nip are in control of short, and they've got 3 people looking to push long, so they can have a 2-pronged assault onto the site. Let's see how it goes for them.
No flashes coming over from NIP, but they know that Adren is almost down and out for the count. He's only on around, 11 HP. Exists searching for him, nails him in the head, and there's another low CT. That was Kucha. Down he goes as well, and see you later, Dozier, as Ninjas in Pyjamas finally wake up and take over the A-bomb site. There's the smoke on crossover. And let's see whether Angel and Flamey are going to try and go for this, or whether they're just going to try and save.
Looking at the money on their team, they can't really afford to lose these weapons. That said, there is potentially an argument for trying to ruin the economy of Nip as much as possible. It's in a very sneaky position indeed, and that's going to be that for them. So they're going to get the hell out of dodge and try and save these weapons. They are being chased down. Forrest looking to hunt. In fact, the entire team is looking for them. Forrest gets dinked, and he's going to be in with a decision now. Does he still go for it? 10 HP. Looks like he will pass and leave it over to his teammates. We do have Delpan. Oh, Delpan's lost the AWP. That is huge.
Terrorists win.
And whether Flamey's going to try and pick it up, obviously not, but maybe he could have gone for it. But 13-7 the score in favor of HellRaisers. Finally, the Ninjas in Pyjamas put in a stop to the HellRaiser train of rounds. But HellRaisers, they're going to go for an eco here, and obviously Angel and Flamey just going to try and utilize those M4s that they saved from the last round.
Okay, Delpan's got another off. We've got the 2 saved rifles. Rest of the team more or less ecoing. Pay attention, though, to where Kucha, Adren, and Dozier play. They've all got pistols capable of one-shotting these terrorists from close distances, especially Kucha with that 5.7, which will have a bit more range in the P250s. So, in fact, let's have a look at where he's playing at the moment. He's playing, going for long. He could do some significant damage from that position. He's got Angel to back up as well, so he can bait for him, should the push come in. Meanwhile, Nip are in control of the beginning of short there. That spray does not work for Freiburg up against 2 opponents. Got to be careful though. They can't try and go for that gun, because this is going to try and hold things down here. That said, he has been dinked as well to 17 HP, meaning that the way things are going, this round is anyone's.
It is anyone's, and great crossfire. Like you said, between Angel and Kucha at Long. We might see it put into action here as Get Right starts the process of sneaking in. Angel is going to show himself first. See you later, Angel. Are we going to see Kucha get a few 5-7 frags? He's gotten one, but surely he's going to get overpowered now. Yes, he will. And HellRaisers are going to start the process of trying to rotate back round towards the A bomb site now, but Adren only on a pistol.
Yeah, Delpan, man with a big green gun. Is he going to go for an aggressive position here? He's going to try and clear out CT. One frag has come in for the HellRaiser side. Delpan's gone down as well. It's Exist with 17 HP. Adren and Flamey have both got rifles now. Adren's picked up an AK, and that's going to be another round in the bag for HellRaisers. That all went wrong for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They had the man advantage there. The frag just didn't come in for Delpan in time, and HellRaisers look to close out this match. 2 rounds away from taking the first game here. The fourth buy coming out here for the Swedish side. AWP again for Delpan. Let's see if they can do anything with it this time.
Looks like he's going to take the AWP towards tunnels and try and get that early position and early peek into the B bomb site. But well, HellRaisers are known for playing a very, very aggressive brand of Counter-Strike, and there was Angel putting it into action. Meanwhile, Kucha renews that smoking upper tunnels. So, Nip's approach for this round seems to be through double doors here. Angel going for that pop flash off the shape of the wall there, but no advance just yet. So, and maybe that Nipper just trying to bait the nades from the counter-terror side as things have slowed down to almost a complete halt here in round 22. Those are in control of Long for the time being. Angel keeping an eye on their proceedings. Again, he's got a second pop flash. Actually, that's a nice one. And that one's going to work for him. Give him a frag. Oh, God. Suddenly, only Freiberg remains. He's going to get taken out quickly as well. And that's going to be match point. Sorry, game point, not match point to HellRaisers. And look at the money on the Nip side. They went for the force there. Didn't work out for them. Great flashes there by Angel, it must be said. I was aware of the one from the B side of mid, but that A side is one that could try and steal and try out. So AWP versus Scout, and Delpan manages to put Kucha down to only 21 points of health, but really, Ninjas in Pyjamas, they need a miracle at this point. 1 Tech 9, 2 P250s, a Deagle and a Scout up against 3 M4s, an AK-47 and an AWP with the bomb in lower tunnels. So it looks like he's most likely going to boost himself onto short, and they're probably going to wait for this smoke to just dissipate and disappear away and then push out of long all at once, whilst Exist flanks on short and acts as a decoy. Yeah,
indeed, but he only has a P250 here, so not quite an AK. All these counter flashes in long has given the game away for Nip, and they haven't got any frags yet. Question is, can they get any? Exist finds the first frag on short, actually. And Get Right. Okay, I think we had a bit of a skip on GoTV there, because all of a sudden, Get Right teleported onto the site, and yeah, there we go. Anyway, HellRaisers going to manage to get a buyout here. Still got a reasonable amount of money, though. Kucha's buy may be limited. Double scouts here for the CT side, while we've got Delpsy on the AWP. Not quite getting the damage through the doors that he needs there.
We saw Ninjas in Pyjamas play a very, very simple brand of Counter-Strike that last round. Just go back to basics, keep it simple, push out long together, get that first frag and capitalize on it. Oh, Delpan manages to drop Flamey, but also trades Get Right, and Get Right enjoyed that one by the looks of the chat. But this is a big but if NIP can capitalize on this, because HellRaisers...
This is massive.
Yep, they
Kucha could end the game right here.
One comes in, Kucha gets one, but he hasn't ended the game, but he's going to call to his teammates and say, guys, they were on short. They're most likely going to be making their way round towards the A bomb site, and NIP need to pull their fingers out. They've got to speed this up before the rest of the HellRaiser players rotate.
Okay, 3 versus 3 now. Dozier with a massive flank. He had one of the Nip players, Forrest, looking for it, but he got Freiberg first. That's a bomb down as well. Delpan, last man standing versus 3. He does have the York, but he's going to need a miracle to come out of this alive, and he's not going to make it. Game 1 is going to go the way of the HellRaisers side, and you know that game